we're gonna talk about, the benefits of racial diversity. What are the benefits? A lot of people just talk about, what's bad happening, to minority groups, what's bad happening to brown people, what's bad happening to black people, and so forth. Yeah, but we rarely talk about what are the benefits that, we get when we mix people together. Basically, when we have racial diversity in our workplaces or in our schools, what are those benefits? What are the good things? What are the advantages of having a diverse group? So, okay, that's, I would, tell you those based on my research, based on my studies. I'll tell you those benefits. There are a couple of them, but I'll just mention the most important ones. The first one is, sharing knowledge. Knowledge cannot be just, specific to one group of people. Research shows that, when people from different backgrounds gather together, they share different perspectives. So those perspectives tend to be having rich knowledge because, they say no man's know it all. So no one man can, a woman can solve everything. You need people anyway. You need people. So we can't be, by ourselves. But having people from, and we are living in a most diverse society, today. And you have seen that, in COVID pandemic, you have seen that a lot of people now know that we are more connected than, ever we thought before. So I would say that, having different perspectives from people from different races, different cultures, your brain, you'll be challenged to think much, deeper, much more broadly, because otherwise, if you're just surrounded by the same people, you might just be thinking about the same things of that group. But when you open your mind to other people who have different experiences, not just race, but people who have different experiences and different types of training, education, you're gonna have rich knowledge. So there's no question about that. Also, I believe that if people are together, I think if many people from different, and we are all different. The studies have shown that even twins, can be different, like in their thinking, in the expressing themselves. Not can be, they are different. Studies after studies, even with the same genes. So for me, if we bring people together from different backgrounds and experiences, it actually brings openness. You become more open in your thinking. You become more open in how you solve issues. You're not just limited to one approach of doing things. And also it increases collaboration with others, how to deal with other people in conflict in certain situations. So collaboration is key. We need to collaborate with different, people, not just, people who look like us. The third benefit I would say is that role models. If we really want to make our society a better society, I think we have to have role models that represent all groups of people, brown people, white people, black people, and so forth. People from different places, because when our children are growing up, they can see, oh, look at me there. Yeah, that person looks like me. So that, that kind of, increases our kids' role models in all levels of government or sectors or administration, schools, name it, healthcare. I think that's very important, and it's healthy for our society, so that children, they don't feel, I guess I would say, left behind, because they can see themselves in, and they are the future leaders anyway. Let's face it. They are our future leaders of our society. They can see themselves in our leaders of today. So, that, I think for me, that's key, role models that, our children have people who look like them in all positions, at work, at school, wherever, at the shopping mall. They can't just be seeing, same people. Otherwise, they'll start to identify themselves as, not belonging. And actually, studies and after studies, when children, don't have role models, good role models especially, they end up doing bad things, commit suicide, engage in crime and other things, because simply they don't see themselves, or they don't see people look like them in the areas they may want to pursue. So that's key. The fourth point, the fourth benefits of having racial diversity is just, it actually prevents, reduces discrimination, racial discrimination, racism in short. Because, if you're more open to one another every time you mingle, at a regular basis, you start to understand each other, where you come from, how you were raised, how you express yourself, what, ticks you off, and, what makes you laugh, what makes you giggle. Those things, make us understand each other, and we will have less implicit bias. We may not get rid of, implicit bias 100%. That's why I'm saying that we at least decrease, implicit bias among one another. The fifth point, it just is simply a right thing to do. Diversity, I think that's where we're going. Diversity is just, it's the right thing to do. It's a moral thing to do. And that's where we are going. Racial diversity is just, that's where we're going. It's the right thing to do. Culturally diverse, actually, teams, like racially diverse teams, people from different groups coming together, especially in workplaces. These studies have shown that, there's more financial return. There's no, I won't say there's no losses, but there's more money in having, a team of diverse group at work. Because you're having more talent, more rich culture, knowledge, you brainstorm ideas, problem solve issues. So that's why studies have linked having diversity at work brings more money in the end. So here you have it. Those are the benefits I have for you, having racial diverse workplace, or just a diverse group in any place. So those are the benefits. So let's promote diversity, in our society, especially where I am in Canada. Canada does strongly support diversity in its policies, and also just, in all social programs. So let's continue to have more diversity. Diversity is a strength.